Welcome back to another illuminating episode of Journey to Success. I'm Emily Carter, your host, and today we're embarking on a deeply personal and transformative topic, discovering yourself. Joining us is an extraordinary guest, Dr. Abigail Foster, a celebrated life coach, best-selling author, and self-discovery expert who's guided thousands to uncover their authentic selves and live with purpose. Abigail, it's an absolute honor to have you with us today.
Thank you, Emily. I'm truly delighted to be here and dive into a subject that's not just about finding answers, but about asking the right questions to uncover the unique, radiant person you were born to be.
I'm so excited to explore this with you. Self-discovery can feel like a vast, sometimes daunting journey, especially with life's noise and expectations. Abigail, let's start with the big picture. Why is discovering yourself so essential for success and fulfillment, and how does it shape our lives?
That's a beautiful question, Emily, and it really gets to the heart of why self-discovery is so vital. Discovering yourself is about peeling back the layers, expectations, fears, societal pressures to reveal your core, your values, passions, strengths, and purpose. It's essential because living authentically, aligned with who you truly are, fuels clarity, confidence, and resilience. When you know yourself, you make choices that reflect your deepest desires, not someone else's script, leading to a career, relationships, and life that feel meaningful. Without it, you might chase goals that leave you empty or drift through days feeling lost. With it, you become the architect of a life that's not just successful but profoundly fulfilling, where every step feels like it's yours. I think of Oprah Winfrey, who said, "The greatest discovery of all time is that a person can change their future by merely changing their attitude." Her journey of self-discovery, from a troubled childhood to global icon, rooted her in purpose, building an empire of impact. Early in my own path, I was a corporate trainer in Boston, checking boxes, degree, job status, but I felt hollow, like I was playing a role. I didn't know what I wanted or who I was beyond others' expectations. When I started exploring myself, through journaling, trying new hobbies, asking hard questions, everything shifted. I found my love for coaching, left my job, and built a practice that's helped thousands, with books that resonate worldwide. Self-discovery isn't a luxury. It's the compass that guides you to a life where success and joy intertwine, letting you shine as your truest self.
That's such a radiant way to frame it, Abigail. Self-discovery as a compass for authenticity. Oprah's journey is so inspiring. You mentioned your own shift from trainer to coach. Can you walk us through how someone can start discovering themselves, especially if they feel lost or disconnected from who they are?
Absolutely, Emily. The first step is to create space for reflection. In our busy lives, we rarely pause to listen to ourselves, so carve out quiet moments, 5 minutes daily, to ask, what do I feel? What do I want? Journaling is a powerful tool. Write freely, no filter, about your dreams, fears, or even what sparks joy. This builds a dialogue with your inner self. I draw inspiration from Maya Angelou, who said, "There is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you." Her self-reflection crafted "I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings," revealing her truth to the world. When I was lost, I'd rush through days, meetings, emails, ignoring my unease, feeling like a stranger to myself. Angelou's wisdom prompted me. I started journaling mornings, scribbling thoughts like, "I hate presenting. I love helping one-on-one." It led me to coaching, a path I'd never considered. My first session felt like home, my practice grew, my books followed. I coached a client named Sarah, a bank teller who felt stuck, unsure what she wanted beyond routine. She thought self-discovery was for deep people. Inspired by Angelou, she journaled nightly. "I love organizing, hate monotony." It sparked her to study project management. She's now a team lead, thriving. Reflection isn't navel-gazing. It's a mirror to your soul, uncovering who you are beneath the noise. Another key step is to experiment with new experiences. Try things outside your norm. A hobby, a class, a conversation, to discover what lights you up. You don't need to commit, just explore. I learned this from Steve Jobs, who said, "You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backward." His curiosity, calligraphy, meditation, shaped Apple's innovation. I used to stick to routine, fearing failure, but Jobs' exploration pushed me. I tried painting, salsa dancing, even improv. Improv unlocked my spontaneity, enriching my coaching. Sarah experimented too. She took a writing workshop, loved it, and started a blog that's now her side hustle. Experimentation isn't random. It's a playground for self-discovery, revealing passions and strengths you didn't know you had.
Those are such vibrant starting points, Abigail. Reflection and exploration. Angelou and Jobs make it feel so approachable. But what about when fear, like judgment or failure, holds you back from exploring who you are? How do you push through that?
Oh, Emily, fear is a powerful gatekeeper. It whispers you'll be exposed, rejected, or not enough if you dig too deep. The key is to embrace vulnerability as a strength. See fear as a sign you're touching something real, and take one small, brave step despite it. One tool is a fear inventory. Write what scares you. I'll look foolish. And counter it with truth like, trying is growth. This shrinks fear's power. I draw from Brené Brown, who says, vulnerability is the birthplace of innovation, creativity, and change. Her courage to share her truth built a global movement. When I considered coaching, fear screamed, you'll fail, people will laugh. I froze stuck in safety. Brown's vulnerability helped. I inventoried. I'm scared I'm not expert enough, but I've trained teams. I took one course, fear eased, my path cleared, my practice soared. I coached a client named Michael, a chef afraid to pursue catering, terrified of criticism. He thought self-discovery meant risk. Inspired by Brown, he wrote, I fear judgment, cooking's my gift. He catered one event. It grew into a business, earning raves. Vulnerability doesn't erase fear. It channels it into self-discovery, letting you uncover your truth. Another strategy is reframing judgment. Others' opinions aren't your truth. They're their story. Focus on your values, not their applause. I learned this from Nelson Mandela, who said, I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. His defiance of judgment freed a nation. I used to crave approval, avoiding risks, my life shrank. Mandela's focus helped. I valued impact, not nods, and launched workshops. They packed rooms. Michael reframed, valuing flavor over critics. He found his style shining. Vulnerability and reframing turn fear from a barrier into a bridge, guiding you to your authentic self.
That's so liberating, Abigail. Vulnerability and reframing as discovery tools. Brown and Mandela bring it to life. You've mentioned incredible figures like Oprah and Angelou. Are there other famous people whose self-discovery journeys inspire you?
Oh, definitely, Emily. Self-discovery lights up so many remarkable lives. Take J.K. Rowling, who said, rock bottom became the solid foundation on which I rebuilt my life. Her journey from despair to Harry Potter uncovered her storytelling gift, reshaping culture. When my coaching stalled, clients left. I leaned on Rowling. I journaled my strengths, found my voice, and my talks tripled. I coached a client named Olivia, a nurse who felt ordinary, hiding her dreams. Rowling's path led her to explore leadership. She's now a director, radiant. Another is Michelle Obama, who says, your story is what you have, what you will always have. Her self-discovery, from lawyer to advocate, unlocked her purpose. When a book flopped, Obama's truth inspired me. I tried podcasts, connecting deeper, my audience grew. Olivia, inspired by Obama, journaled her care, she led reforms, glowing. Then there's Malala Yousafzai, who found her voice through adversity, saying, I tell my story not because it is unique, but because it is not. Her discovery drove a Nobel. I coached a client named Ethan, a coder lost in routine, feeling nothing special. Malala's courage led him to try teaching. He built a tech nonprofit, thriving. These icons, Rowling's grit, Obama's story, Malala's voice, show self-discovery isn't a destination. It's a lifelong unveiling of your unique light.
Those stories are so uplifting, Abigail. Rowling, Obama, Malala, they show discovery's power. What about when external pressures, like society or family, push you to be someone you're not? How do you stay true to your journey?
External pressures are like heavy winds, Emily. They can bend you away from your truth, making you feel your path isn't valid. The key is to anchor to your core values. Identify what matters most: freedom, kindness, creativity, and let them guide you, not others' expectations. One tool is a values check. List your top 3 values and ask, does this choice align? keeps you steady. I draw from Viktor Frankl, who said, "Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude." His purpose in Camps wrote man's search for meaning. When corporate life demanded I stay, my family urged stability, but I craved impact. I felt torn and authentic. Frankl's freedom helped. My values, growth, service led me to coaching. I listed, job keeps me safe, coaching aligns. I left, my practice thrived. I coached a client named Rachel, a lawyer pressured to climb corporate, hating it. Her parents wanted success. Inspired by Frankl, she valued justice, she switched to advocacy, shining. Values anchor you, defying pressure. Another strategy is curating your influences. Surround yourself with people or stories that honor your truth. Friends, mentors, books. Not those pushing conformity. I learned this from Fred Rogers, who said, "Discovering the truth about ourselves is a lifetime's work." His kindness touched millions. I sought coaches who valued purpose. My path clarified, my books soared. Rachel found activist peers. Her work bloomed. Values and influences keep your discovery authentic, free from others' molds.
That's so empowering, Abigail. Values and influences as truth keepers. Frankl and Rogers make it clear. How do we sustain self-discovery long-term, especially when life's busyness or doubts creep in?
Sustaining self-discovery is like tending a flame. It glows with steady care, even through chaos. One habit is daily micro-check-ins. Pause 2 minutes to ask, what felt right today? What didn't? It keeps you connected. I learned this from Anne Frank, who said, "I can shake off everything as I write. My sorrows disappear." Her diary uncovered her soul. I check in mornings, what sparked joy, what drained me. It guides my coaching, my practice grows. I coached a client named Anna, a teacher lost in grading. Frank's habit led her to reflect. She found mentoring thriving. Another key is lifelong curiosity. Try one new thing monthly, a book, a skill, to keep uncovering layers. Steve Jobs said, "Stay hungry, stay foolish." His curiosity built Apple. I try pottery, coding. My creativity flows, my talks shine. Anna explored poetry, her lessons glowed. Also celebrate your evolving self. Note growth, new insights, bold steps to honor your journey. Desmond Tutu said, "We are all in the process of becoming." His joy reconciled nations. I mark wins, a kind word, a risk. It fuels me, my books sell. I coached a client named Mark, a salesman dulled by routine. Tutu's joy led him to celebrate deals. He found marketing soaring. Finally, anchor to purpose. Your why, love, impact holds you through doubt. Abraham Lincoln endured for unity, saying, "I do the very best I know how. My why uplifting steers me." These habits, check-ins, curiosity, celebration, purpose, sustain discovery forever.
Those are such radiant tools, Abigail. Frank's reflection, Jobs' curiosity, Lincoln's purpose. It's a blueprint for truth. As we close, what's one final piece of advice for listeners ready to discover themselves today?
My biggest advice is to ask one honest question now. Self-discovery starts with a single curious step into your truth. Think of Nelson Mandela, who found himself in struggle, saying, "To be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others." For me, it was, what do I love? It sparked a life I cherish. One last story. I coached a single dad named Brian, a clerk who felt invisible, unsure who he was beyond work. We looked at Malala Yousafzai, who said, "I found my voice when I realized it could help others." Brian asked, "What makes me happy?" He wrote, "Helping kids." He volunteered, found teaching, and now inspires students, radiant. If Brian can discover, so can you. Ask one question today. What do I want? What's my spark? Write it, feel it. That step unveils a life true to you.
What a beautiful way to wrap up, Abigail. Brian's story, alongside legends like Mandela and Malala, shows discovery is for everyone. Thank you for sharing such profound wisdom and practical steps. I know our listeners are ready to uncover their truth.
Thank you, Emily, and to all the listeners. I hope you feel empowered to shine as your true self.
And that's it for today's episode of Journey to Success. If this conversation lit up your curiosity, and I'm sure it did, Please hit that subscribe button to catch every transformative episode. Share this with someone ready to find themselves, and join us next time for more insights to fuel your journey. Until then, keep discovering yourself, one honest step at a time.